We've managed to start our application with clients-default properties in here, but we also have the clients-Kube properties. Now we also have to have this profile or the similar file within customer, fraud, and notification. Because if we select this profile, it will pick up this file, but for the rest of the microservices, it won't. So let's go ahead quickly and open up customer, src, main, resources, and in here, just duplicate the application-docker. So this will be pretty much identical to Docker one. So name it Kube. And let me just expand this and show you. So basically everything will be the exact same thing. So this will be Postgres. So this will be the name of the service, which is this service for Postgres. So this is how other pods communicate with Postgres. Then if I scroll down, so the password will be the same. So we're going to make sure that this password, oh, actually, I think we did set up the password to be Amigos code and then password within the configuration file. So if I open up the YAML for Postgres, and in here, this is the config map, Postgres config, Amigos code, oh, actually, this is the user, Amigos code, and then password. So this has to be the exact same thing as these. This is the name of the service, and then the default port is 5432. And we also have created this database in here. Now, create drop. So I'm only using this for testing purposes, but usually you don't want to drop your database all the time. But in my case, I really don't care. And in here, if I put my mouse in there, you can see that create and then destroy the schema at the end of this session. So usually you'd have something like maybe update, or if you are just creating, for example, your schemas with Flyway, then you want, for example, none or validate right here, right? So you just want to validate the schema, but make no changes. So Zipkin will be the same. So this Zipkin and RabbitMQ. So we have Zipkin in here. So this will be the name of the service. So this service, when I mean service, I mean the Kubernetes service, right? So this guy right here. So the name of this Kubernetes service is called Zipkin. And for RabbitMQ, this one right here is also called RabbitMQ. I'm just leaving it as Zipkin and RabbitMQ. Then the ports, we're going to leave everything the same. And we could actually change this to basically just invoke Zipkin like that. And this would have been 80, right? But we can remove this if the services are listening in on port 80, but I don't think we did that. So let's just leave the default, and within, so clients, src, and then resources, have a look at the client's kube.properties. So this is customer in here. And this is because customer service is listening on port 80 and then sending the traffic to 8080. Right? So this is one solution, but we're not doing this. So let me just go back, and this is it. And obviously with Eureka server, you can actually remove all of this since we're not using it, but I'm going to leave things in here so you can have it for reference. Now let's do the same for fraud. So fraud, and then in here, just duplicate that and then say Kube. And at this point you might be saying, so why can't we just use Docker in here? So it's best for us to keep these separate from each other, because this right here will change. Eventually it will change, especially when you start to use configuration which is only specific for Kubernetes. Then you don't want to basically mess around with this file and then affect the local Docker testing that we have with Docker Compose. So let me collapse this. Notification the same, main, resources, duplicate that one, call it Kube, and there we go. So this is pretty much it.